What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going down? What's shaking? Welcome to another episode of Super Black Comic Book Reviews by Jonathan Soul. Now, I got a groovy manga that I want to talk about today. You can find it on Saturday-am.com, Saturday-am.com. It's a brother that I had on the podcast a while back named Frederick Jones. He assembled a mighty group of heroes together who are manga creators. So they write, most of them write and draw. Some of them, write, and then they have the artist with them. And they created all these wonderful characters. So right now we're going to focus on this little girl right here. And she's in a book called Clock Strikers. Okay, Clock Strikers. So let's go find it. So we're going to navigate down where it says read manga. The cool thing about Saturday AM is that there's a number of manga that you can read, and then if you want to buy the books or you want to, like get on the monthly. Used to be $5 a year. I'm not sure if that's the same thing, and I know I'm on it. And so let's see here. Let's go to Clock Strikers here. Click. And all right, Clock Strikers. So what is Clock Strikers? All right. The first thing I thought about when I read this was just on a very basic level. Do y'all know the cat, the little brother on Full Metal Alchemist? That's the first thing I thought about. Now, I don't think it has anything to do with magic or anything. It's just like they're engineers and they're fighters, like stealthy fighters. And she's an apprentice to this old lady behind her. And she gets in some very kinetic adventures, okay? All right, so this is the cast. This is the little girl. Now I read the thing, and her name is Cast. Okay, Cast. I was like, what's the little girl name again? Cast, all right. 12-year-old girl. She wants to be a smith. And a smith, according to what I read, is like a ninja / engineer kind of a thing. This is the old lady that's training her. And so let's get into the book right quick. All right. Okay, I'm going to get to the book, chapter 1. Okay. Let's try this again. I know my internet not going to front on me while I'm recording. All right, so Frederick Jones, art by this brother. I ain't going to fuck up his name. Risk? Let's go with Risk. All right, then it's the cover. Okay. So you can see it kind of populates down here. And so, All right, so long story short, they're at the factory kind of thing, vibration. It looks like a little boy is trying to escort some kids to safety. But they trapped by this big old mean fella. And let's see here. So you can immediately see the art is a very classical kind of manga kind of style right here. And this is Cast. Now you see over here, right? You see her arm is jacked up. So long story short is this is where that little glove that we saw gets attached to. So again, it reminds me of Full Metal because he was kind of handicapped behind his accident where he lost the arm and the leg. Well, it looks like she lost, I guess, her hand, forearm, or something like that. Okay. And so, they kind of sneaking through, trying to get out of this place. She's trying to comfort the little kids. Now, I love the emotion that this brother puts on the face. Now, when I was coming up, there wasn't really any manga that I was aware of. When I say coming up, so I was a toddler in the 70s. So we didn't know nothing about no manga. All we had was Marvel and DC and Archie comics. Okay, that was for y'all. That was like a lifetime ago. And so, once I became like a teenager, I started to, and so this would be in the 80s, I started to hear about some manga, but, that was, what was it? It's so funny, I never seen it. I actually never seen it. The closest I seen the manga was black and white comic book called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like I had never seen like manga. I knew about the anime, which was like come on, brain, Robotech, which is kind of like it's like people leaving the planet and being attacked by these robots or whatever. So manga was something I really didn't get into until I had my son, who he really never bought a comic book. He was always into Full Metal Alchemist. No, that's not true. That's me. He was into Naruto, right? And I remember running into Borders books with him. When I say running, I'm running because back then. So now we're talking. Let me see, early 2000s. He would literally, like, you would have issue number 2 of the U.S. version because Naruto had been out in Japan for a minute. The U.S. version hit the stores, and we run in there to get the stuff because it gets sold out so quick. So now we see that the bad guys got her little hand, and it looks like her little hand fights back or whatever, and it's sprayed tear gas. Okay, all right, little hand. All right, I got you. I don't want you to do nothing fancy with her hand. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? And this is and just let me reiterate that Saturday AM is like the kid friendly, teenager friendly. It's not for babies, but it's like the family friendly vibration. Saturday PM, Saturday-PM.com is the more mature version. And mature meaning, you might see a tata or something, or there might be some profanity, or you might see somebody get blown up or something, but it's not porn. You know what I mean? It's just more mature kind of a thing. All right, so we go in here, and so she got her hand back, and she about ready to kick some butt. All right. So without me going through the whole book, you can see that it's very, I like to say, kinetic. It's very action oriented, very classical kind of a thing. I love. That's my favorite part about the manga art style. It's just the way they handle motion. All of these lines and all this stuff. I mean, it's like the lines are so loud you can hear them. All right. So she's grabbing his hand. And what I notice is these hands, her hand keeps kicking out. And it says right here, this cyanoacrylate glove should hold you. Da, da, da. So her little prosthetic hand keeps kicking out chemicals, I notice. I didn't see no laser beams or nothing like that. It just keeps banging out chemicals. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just wanted you to get a sense of, how the story kind of progressed and everything. So, she's coming to help this guy who's being tormented by this big fella. And the teenage boy really he's just trying to stall for time. So right now, instead of him hurting the kids, he spits on the guy's bald head. And he's keep telling the kids to run. The kids don't have no survival instinct, so they ain't gonna run. All right. So anyway, damn, he took it. He really took a beating this time. Oh man, that boot that looked like a Timberland, don't it? Don't it look like a Timberland to you? All right. So anyway, so you get the idea. So you can see all these kinds of books, and then this is just the Clockwork. I'm sorry, Clock Striker. This is just Clock Striker. And then of course they have other offerings and stuff. You can subscribe, and there's all kinds of other manga books that you can get. And some of these books you can actually get on Amazon, like the physical book. Like, do I still have it here? Hold on, let me see. Let me go to the bookshelf of destiny. Do I have it? Here. I don't have it. But I bought Apple Black a while back. And it's so beautiful. It came right before I interviewed Fred for the first time. Apple Black, that joker, that was as thick as a dictionary. And had the pleasure of interviewing Adunze Ogugao, I guess. Odunze, they call him white manga. And I got a chance oh wow, they got it in Spanish now. Check it out. And then of course, look at all the issues he has. Oh wow. And then of course you can read chapter 1 for free. So yeah. So definitely I've been starting to do manga or starting to do comic book websites. Definitely give an AM a try. It has a lot of good free reading on there. And since it's going to go white on, let me go to my site. I wanted to go to johnathansoul.com and show you that I post all my content here. Okay. So my comic book reviews. So I just reviewed this book. Here, let me see if I can pull it. I really should prepare better for these things. Mega Woman. So that's M. That's going to be here. Mega Woman. There we go. So let me switch. Go to the camera. And then here you go. So Mega Woman, you can see we got the physical issue right here off of Godhood Comics. All right. So yes, I got the physical, and then I got the little, the reviews here. This is when I interviewed the Comic Republic website. And this is another comic I reviewed from the brother who worked with the other brother on Tuskegee Airs. And then, of course, I have my... now, a lot of y'all may not know. The people who know me... It's so funny. The people who know me from the comic book reviews don't know a lot of times that I do a podcast where I interview people who create the comics. Okay, so... yeah, so anyway, so this is... Now, I did a little podcast with my little daughter. Little, but she's in her 20s, obviously. But yeah, so I did a interview comic book creators for the most part, and then every now and then I do a show called Nonfiction where I talk about the news. 2020 has been a hell of a year, and so I should probably do another one. I don't know if it's news or just me venting, but it feels good when I'm done. So anyway, so here's I did a visual interview with the brother who created Johanse and the Egyptian werewolves, the pack, and so forth like that. And brother and sister husband and wife, but they're my brother and sister from Trinidad and Tobago. They got like not only a comic book series but animated they're working on. And
as well, they closed the borders. Our borders are still closed, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
They left it open for trade and that type of stuff. Mm-hmm.
So this is during the time when the pandemic first popped off. Another brother who does a comic book series called Maroon. And I tell you, I love buying the physical books. I can dig, here's the Maroon. I can dig the digital and all that kind of shit. I get it. But it's just something about having the digital. You know what I mean? It's just me, just having the digital. But anyway, so you get where I'm going. You get where I'm going. And then Keith, come on, brain. Keith Cross. He's working on a movie deal, an animation deal with some folks. So yeah, so it's some good shit going on. It's some good stuff going on. And just know that when I talk to these artists, I get into their books, but they're human beings. They've lived. They've seen some things I haven't seen. And so I ask them about current events. So, when I talk to Chuck, the brother from Bounce.
It's just something in the house you just want to have. You don't want to have to be in the middle of doing what you got to do. And then you be like, oh, man, I got to run to the bodega now.
So I interviewed Chuck a couple of times. The first time I talked to him, we talked about police brutality. That was a deep part of the conversation because he was been a bouncer in New York. The bouncers are generally unarmed. So we had that conversation, had a wonderful conversation with Ashley Woods, beautiful young lady and a wonderful artist. And so, yeah, so you get the idea. So if you want to know about the people as human beings, this is the show you listen to. Because anybody can talk to them about the books. You know what I mean? Not that they do, but anybody can talk to them about the books. But if you want to get a sense of who they are as a person, johnathansoul.com. That's the place you go to.